Welcome everyone. And first of all, I'm really sorry for all this delay. In fact, 1 hour delay to the launch of demo. We had some blocking bugs because we just pushed our team today, just maybe 2 hours ago. So now let us start some intro about Tailwind CSS based Tailpine theme, which our guys have been working on for the last few months, and I really appreciate all the hard work our team has done, especially Afaq and Wasim and all the senior guys. And then some of our front end guys also helped them a lot. Shahab and Bilal, Sudesh and Hassan. So all of you, thank you so much. It will be all practical. I have just made these slides so that I don't forget some of the commands which we'll be running. Some important Drush commands. So what actually is Tailpine? So as the name suggests, Tailpine, the tail in Tailpine stands for Tailwind CSS and Pine is for Alpine.js. So we have been using in our company Tailwind CSS as well as Alpine.js a lot. So I had a presentation, and some of you guys may remember if I go to YouTube and Drupal 11 Tailwind CSS Alpine.js, this one, creating new Drupal 11 theme with Tailwind CSS. So following this presentation, and you can still, by the way, go to this to our webinar. I decided to have a contributed theme based on all these favorite technologies of ours, which are, of course, Tailwind CSS, Alpine.js, and then Drupal's components or single directory components, as they would be called in the past. So all of the components are SDC based, and then Storybook, as you know, is a powerful front end tool to test your components. So it has support for Storybook as well. Because we already have waited a lot, so let us just dive in towards installing the theme and moving forwards. These are some of the features of our theme. So built with Tailwind CSS and Alpine.js, single directory components. It has layout builder integration, so we have two or three um, recipes, so you won't have to work harder to set up something like layout builder integration. And this layout builder integration or paragraph based integration comes through the UI suite module. And I just forgot to mention the UI suite module support for our theme. We are really thankful to the builders of UI suite module. So they will the theme will work with that module as well. I will demo what I mean actually. And let us come to the home page of Tailpine on Drupal.org, and we have if I refresh the page, a new release just before this webinar. It is RC6, and we'll hopefully continue improving it in the days to come. I have a fresh installation of Drupal. And by the way, it has heavy support for DDiv also. So if you are not using DDiv still for Drupal installation, it's highly advised that you start uh, doing things in DDiv, and for Tailpine as well, it will really help you. So this is just a bare bone installation of Drupal 11, and the first command which we are going to issue is, if I go to Tailpine, you can just copy this, as well as you can just run standard DDiv composer install require Drupal slash Tailpine. One thing, we have a demo website for Tailpine as well. It is tailpine.studio. Here all the demo pages are already there, but if you go to the docs, so all of these have been mentioned here as well. So if I go to installation and setup, this is what you can just copy require composer require Drupal slash Tailpine, and I'll just run this command. Ddef composer require Drupal slash Tailpine. So with ddef you have to precede the command composer command with ddef. So let's run it. One thing, some of the requirements of Tailpine theme need to set up your root composer.json file as def version, not the stable one. So this is a change. Minimum stability is def. This is a change you need to make because our theme is heavily based on UI suite. So some of the modules in UI suite may be in def version or maybe higher than def. So we'll come to documentation page again, tailpine.studio slash installation dash setup. So I have already run this command and let us wait for it to complete. So we have tried our best that it is very easy for you once the tailpine is installed to run a few commands, just a few commands, Drush commands, and all the front-end tooling will be set up for you, Tailwind CSS, Alpine.js and all. And similarly, the sub-theme generation is very easy as well, and it will be followed by the theme setup. So what this command actually will do, it will set up storybook. Storybook, if you have used before, requires some doing in Drupal using storybook module, but with this command, it will all be set in one go. And then we will have some recipes to import, and the demo will be complete. Those recipes will help either create layout builder pages, sample using the components defined in Tailpine, or the paragraph uh, pages. So these recipes will create nodes with all the components we have so far in Tailpine theme, and they would have been used in those. And the mapping takes place through the pattern UI module in US Suite. And again, as I said, it's a very powerful module, and I'll be talking about it and speaking about it in the upcoming DrupalCon Nara in Japan. So I'm personally very excited. Hopefully, you will have some more info about the module in that presentation if you're attending DrupalCon Nara, Japan. Let us wait for this command to be over so that we can then switch back to the rest of the ones in this page. Okay, so it has finished. The next step is we will create a subtheme. So this command Tailpine create and then subtheme name, and the subtheme name will be Tailpine underscore webinar or something like this. So let us create it. We'll name the subtheme as Tailpine underscore webinar, and let us not forget preceding the command with detail because we are using detail. If you are not using detail, then the rest of the command is okay, and we'll just run it. It will do its thing, and hopefully in a while you will see it is finished. Now if I go to, I have my code open in VS Code. So if we come to themes, so in the content folder there is Tailpine, and in the custom folder there is this Tailpine underscore webinar theme. And this is what we needed actually. Okay, probably it was still running. That's why we had two folders, but now you can see in the custom we have Tailpine underscore webinar folder. The next step is okay. So there's a third command actually is we'll set up Tailpine and enable the subtheme. So this is one of the magical Drush commands for our theme. It will set up a few things, boilerplate things, which normally takes a lot of time, hours in fact. But hopefully this command will run successfully, and it will set up storybook as well as um, enable subtheme and any important modules we need. Before this, I think we need to enable media. No, we don't. Okay, so let us run this command. I proceeded with change the name to subtheme, and it should be Tailpine underscore webinar. The other one. This one? Yes. Okay. Tailpine underscore webinar. So whatever is your subtheme name, machine name, you will have to change these commands with that particular name. And let us run it. So it will, as I said, do its thing and set up all the tooling, storybook, and if it needs some modules enabling and all that, so we will do it. Also, those of you who are familiar with the recipes, so it will create recipe folders as well, which you can then enable later on. It does a lot of things. I can demo that after the command is over. But if you don't want to understand it, so hopefully still it has done its proceedings. You can see some of the messages we are displaying on the screen are self-explanatory as well. So in the documentation, you can see the third step is it explains what this command actually does. So hopefully it will be easy thing for you. If I come to the command now, storybook module sets up some permissions as well. So It's now giving those permissions to for anonymous users. While it is running, let me come to the live chat if we have any questions or any chat. You can ask questions here, and hopefully after the webinar, I'll try my best to answer them. It is even running the npm commands for us. So as expected, it may take just a little time. So let's wait for it. I hope my internet has not. Welcome back. I'm extremely sorry for all this delay again because of no voice. Now I'm hoping you will be hearing me back. Thank you to all the guys who helped me resolve this issue. I had to restart the live session. We are back. So where were we? We just enabled the theme. We need to enable the themes. So this is Tailpine theme, and this one is the sub theme which has been created. So we'll just set it up. Install and set as default. Let us have a look at the command we had been running. How much of it has been done? So I think it's still going on. There's some good news. The Subtheme Tailpine webinar has been enabled. Now the next step is, let me just quickly uh, give you some overview of the folder structure of what Tailpine theme has done for us. So this is, in fact, the contrib has the main Tailpine theme, and the custom directory has the Tailpine webinar theme. Then it has its own components, and you can create your own components here, but at the moment all the components are being borrowed, you can say, from Tailpine. So these are all the many components we have created. One good thing about UI suite, and if I go again to one of the modules and contrib, so as UI suite is one of the modules which are dependencies to Tailpine theme. So the UI pattern is one of those modules. Here in UI patterns we have UI patterns library module. What this module does is, if we go to settings of the subtheme, Okay, so rather than manually enabling the module, we already have some recipes, powerful recipes, which will enable the UI suite related modules as well. So we already have run this three command, but now let us do uh, import blocks, content, and configuration. So this recipe will actually create a layout builder page for us using the components we have in these components in the Tailpine theme. So these are all the components. So using some of these components, it will create a dummy page for us. So let us run this command, but we will have to wait for this to finish, or maybe in another tab. Let me quickly go to create a new tab, terminal tab, and here I will run that command. GDF Drush recipe and this. By the way, the this setup theme has copied some recipes for us as well automatically, so you don't need to worry about them as well. We'll just run it. Recipes are the next big thing in Drupal, and using recipes, it was so easy for us to compile all of these things for you. We try to make things and life easier for you to just run a few dash commands, and the Tailwind theme would have been set up for you. So thanks to the recipes team, it was all possible because of the effort they have gone through the last few years. Let us switch while this recipe is being installed. Switch to the chat window if you have any questions. So far, no questions. Let us wait for them at the end of the webinar.
The media library.
Natasha. Maybe we are running two commands, so Ignore these warnings because I think these are some Drupal core issue we encountered. So once that issue is resolved, hopefully we won't be seeing these warnings. Once a recipe is applied, this green message is very pleasing to know about. So Tailwind blocks applied successfully. I think we are done with the recipe. So what this recipe has done is, if you go to content now, hopefully once this command finishes, so my system will be a bit faster then. So it has this layout page, a content type layout. It has created this sample page for us because UI suite module needs some configuration. So with this command, this recipe, all of that is has been done for you, and the page actually uses all the components from Tailpine theme. System has gone horribly slow. Okay. So this is that page which it has created for us, including accordions. This is also one of the components. And ignore this warning for now. So this layout builder page has been created using the Tailwind CSS components we have built in Tailpine theme, and these are cards, sponsors, so you can understand what it has done for us. And this is one of the components which is so using the UI suite and UI patterns module in combination with our single directory components in the theme, this page is well built for you. This will give you a starting point. Now, the second command to run is after this one is the paragraphs one. So if you are a paragraphs fan, the same thing will happen. A node will be created if you run this. To just save time, we won't do it, but you can just run this command if you are into paragraphs. So it will create relevant paragraph types and a corresponding page. We have this page on our Tailpine Studio website, so I can show you how we have achieved that. Excuse me. So all of these pages, home, showcase, about, and contact, they have been built by this recipe. So if you just install, use this recipe, so these pages will be created for you as well. So if I go to showcase page, for example, this showcase page shows all the components we have. So you can see the heroes, the beautiful pages it creates with the power of recipes and UI suite based configuration with the components we have in the Tailpine theme. Even a beautiful carousel. Some of them are views also. So all you need to do is just edit this page once the recipe command is applied and see how all of the things have been done. This is also one of the types of accordions. And then this is a beautifully styled contact us page as well. And that's why web form is one of the dependencies of the theme. Though you can disable, you don't want web form. After installing it, after installing the Tailpine theme, you can disable it, but it will give you a starting point for a form. So I can run this command for you, but it again will take some time. So let us move on. And those of you who have been using some of the tools, you know how tough it is, but those have already been set up for you. And the command which we have been running in the tab, this one. So I think there is still some stuff left, but once this is finished, you can go to the subtheme folder here in terminal and just run those commands in the terminal with ddif preceded, and it will do all the stuff. I think even this is not needed. Npm install, we can quickly just run ddif npm run build, because this command does all the things for you. This theme set, which is still running by the way. And we also have a very powerful command for generation of um, storybook based component files needed for storybook to see the Drupal single directory components. Also, we'll have to work a bit more on it, but UI Suite module, if I go to UI Suite library, by the way, we can now see the library page on our website after we've installed. So if we go to appearance, the system is still very slow, maybe because of this command. UI libraries, this module, let me show you the content module inside UI patterns library, this one. So UI patterns library actually shows all the components on a page for display, just like Storybook does. So you can view all the components on this single page. So in order to have some sample data for those components, inside the components, what we have done is we have some dummy data which the module page expects. So if I go to some of the mod components, for example, subpage hero. So here you can see .story.yml files. If I open it, it has slots and props. Those of you who are familiar with single directory components, they know what slots and props are. I won't dig into detail of it. So here you can specify the um, sample data for our components, and they will appear on the library page. Similarly, even there can be variants in. So if I go to the button group, and it has dots, a lot of .story.yml files. S- So reading these is automatic by the module story library module. But in order to convert all of these stories into storybook related stories.twig file, this one, and which is then converted to storybook generate command by the storybook module into this JSON. So the most important file is this .twig file, which is generated by reading the story.yml files. And that's where this command, if I go back, by the way, as the system is slow, I will just click on components for a while. So I go to documentation page. So this command, ddf drush include this. What this command would do is it will create for you .stories.twig file automatically of all the components. If you don't specify this key, this parameter, then it will create it for all the components. But if you specify a particular component in which you have the basic .story.yml files, but you need .stories.twig file, then specifying the name will just create it for that particular component. So I think it was all I have to show you regarding Tailpine theme. What we have done is, because of some recipes and the components in the Tailpine theme, we were able to create a page for layout builder, this one. And similarly, we could have created a paragraphs based pages page as well, but I just showed you to save time. That was shown to you from the documentation page for showcase. So if you go to talpan.story/showcase, you will see this is basically the paragraphs generated page. Are there any questions? There is question from Ahmad. So yes, you are right. Actually, it remained just a ready to use theme for the last maybe just 1 week ago. We had to change it to um, sub theme based, because majority of themes normally they expect the user expect it to be a um, sub theme. Otherwise, in fact, if you go through the commits, even today I had to just change the .info file of the theme, and it is Drupal custom theme still. In fact, there was the this one. So you can see I had to change it from Drupal custom theme to Drupal theme, so that we have, this is just for those honestly speaking who are used to creating sub themes. That's it. So it was a good question actually. Thank you, Ahmed. Any other questions before we wrap it up? So I'm happy to show you the page which has rendered now. I'm not sure why my system has gone so slow. So here you will see some of those components which are on the page with some sample data. For example, if I go to the table, so these are the tables actually. This is a form, contact us form, some grades. By the way, you can just install it and scroll through this components page, and you will see majority of the components we have so far in the theme. Some of them do need some adjustments, but this is how our front theme is. One thing I just forgot to mention is we can change uh, the color scheme of the theme, just like some of the popular themes we have. And that can be done from appearance. Settings. This could have been done by UI skins also, but we just opted for um, the old way of changing color schemes. But the next version surely will have support for UI skins as well. So if I need to change the color scheme, I will have to just change any of these elements or the ready-made elements in it. Even the footer styles and these things can be changed. Let's see if the command we have run works well now. It is still doing a lot of things. So do you have any other questions before we wrap it up? Okay, guys, thank you so much for being with us. We are, it is very late here in Pakistan. Still, you were with us. Thank you so much. Hopefully, with the ideas you will be providing us, the feedback will be improving Tailpine even further, inshallah. And still, if you want to use it, you can still use it. You can get the idea of how the components have been set up and how they have been mapped through the UI suite modules with either the layout builder pages or the paragraph pages. And we are also working on the support for Drupal canvas, so exciting times ahead for Tailwind CSS and Alpine.js users in Drupal. Thank you so much. See you later.